Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be continuing doing our Christmas characters crochet pattern. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, I am going to be pardon me, I'm just like totally hitting the camera. I'm going to be continuing doing my Christmas characters from HEJIN. This is a holiday kit that I purchased from Amazon. It was around $21, and you get to create 5 of these characters. You have the reindeer, the gingerbread, the Santa, the snowman, and the elf. And this kit includes everything that you will need to create this kit, alongside the manual that goes step by step of how to do these characters. It also provides you 2 little packets of this fluff, and it doesn't look like much, but it's vacuum sealed. And then when it's open and expanded, I have already done 3 of these characters, you guys, and this is the bag of fluff when it's opened. So it's a pretty decent amount. I didn't even close the other characters because I was worried about how much fluff they would have. So I was going to wait to finish them all and go back in and stuff the heads even more. And then it also comes with about 10 of these spools of yarn. They're cotton yarn, so that you can, they're all in different colors so that you can make these characters. And then it also includes a scissor. This is a legit scissor. It is a round edge, but it is sharp. So I was really impressed by that. And then also you get this little plastic case, and inside you'll be able to put in your 4mm beginner hook. And then it also comes with 5 of these safety pins. And then it comes with this plastic needle that we're going to use to sew the pieces together. Sorry, Dexter just hit my camera. I'm in a new setup, and the camera isn't stable, so I know how annoying that can be. But anyway, so it comes with this plastic needle, and then it also comes with the beady eyes with the stoppers. I'm not going to be using this because it is a choking hazard. I'm just going to sew on the eyes using black yarn. So if you guys want to do that, you can follow this video for that as well. So just opening this book, the first page will give you QR codes to do the Christmas characters, and another QR code if you are a complete beginner, and it teaches you some of these basic steps that is included in their instructions. And so if you're trying to figure out why you don't know how to do a certain step in here, you'll find it in here. In this video, I'm going to try to do everything so that you don't have to go back to that. But again, if my instructions aren't as clear, you can always go to theirs using the QR code. Okay, so in the first few pages, it kind of explains terminology and what they mean when they say whatever it is. So, like front loop, back loop, it has abbreviations explained. It shows you how they count their stitching, how to read their instructions. So it's kind of helpful, but not exactly helpful in doing the technique of the stitches. So for that, you'll have to either watch this video or go back and use their QR code. Then for this portion here, there's one instruction for the head. So that's going to be the easy part. Here are all 5 of the heads that you'll be making with their respective colors. And then we'll move on to the next piece steps depending on what character we're doing. Today we're going to be doing the reindeer. So let's jump ahead. We have the reindeer and the Santa. I'm going to leave the Santa to the end. If I can get through this whole thing, I know I tried to post this before Christmas, you guys, but my normal job, as well as part of my channel, I also do nails. It just got a little too busy. Like, I signed up for work for the weekend myself, so I mean, busy is good, but busy does get in the way sometimes. But anyway, so we're going to do the reindeer. And after we finish the head, we're going to be going directly to working the horns. I mean, these are actually antlers, so I don't think they're horns. Reindeer ears, the nose, and then the assembly. Okay, so let's start with doing the head. I've got my spool of yarn here, and the head always starts out the same, and it says that you're going to have to do a magic loop. So what this magic loop is hold on a second, I wonder. Magic loop I'll show you how to do, otherwise you'll have to go to their website using that QR code and learn it from them. I've actually used it in my previous characters because there were some things that I had no idea what the heck they were asking, and I saw how they do the magic loop. It's completely different from how I do it. So their way may be easier, my way may be easier, and then up to you to decide. So what we're going to do is I have my piece of yarn here. I'm going to extend my index finger and I'm going to wrap around my finger twice. And what I want to do is I want to make sure I have some excess over the overage on my index finger. And what I'm going to do is put my middle finger over that end piece. And then I want to grab my hook. I'm going to slip it under the 3 pieces here. I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm going to grab this one and pull it under these 2. So go on ahead and do that. Then to seal this magic loop closed, you want to yarn over again, and we're going to pull through that loop. And so now your magic loop is closed. You can remove it off your finger, and you can get ready to start your head. So let me just grab some more yarn here. So in the first round, it is telling us that we have to do single crochet stitches in the magic loop. So then to keep track of where we are, I'm going to use a stitch marker to mark the beginning and end of each round. Okay. Got my safety pin here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. Before we do that, we have to make the height of the row. So in order to do that, you just got to chain 1, and to chain 1, you just yarn over and you pull through that loop, and that's a chain 1. Now we can do our 6 single crochet stitches. Stick the hook into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Let's do 5 more. So we're going to not yarn over. We're going to stick the hook into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have 3 more to go. Into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so now we have, do we have, well, we have to do 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not counted as 1, right? Okay. 1 more, sorry. into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now that we have 6 stitches, I'm just gonna let this go here because now we have to pull that end to make our magic loop close. So I'm just gonna grab this here. We have the front and back loops. I want to pull this a little bit and see which one slides through, because I found it hard to just pull this whole thing and have both of them go through. So you're gonna want to pull this and watch for that. Okay, so the front one is moving. You want to grab that yarn and pull out from this side, not this side, but this side. So carefully start pulling that side out, and this back loop should follow. So keep doing that until the back loop is gone, hence magic loop. Okay, and then once the back loop is gone, we'll pull this end to make this front loop disappear. And there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch this magic loop or this row close. So let's count back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put your hook into the front and back loops, yarn over and pull through all the loops. And then we're going to take this safety pin and we're going to stick it through the front and back loops of that last stitch we made and close it up. And then we're going to move to round 2. So in round 2, we are being asked, sorry, let me put this aside. All right. So in row 2, we're being asked to do 6 increased stitches to make 12 stitches in total. So let me show you how to do an increased stitch. It's very easy. It's basically doing 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. So again, before we start any round, we have to make the height of the round. So we're going to yarn over like I did here, and we're going to bring it up through the loop, and that's the height of the round. So now we can do our 6 increased stitches, and like I said, it's basically 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. So let's go to the next stitch. The next stitch is this one here, you guys. Don't confuse it with this one, this little one. This one is what we slip stitch to the last single crochet that we made to do a slip stitch. So into the next stitch, put in your needle. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we just have to do this 5 more times, you guys. 5 more times of 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch. Single crochet. In the same stitch, single crochet. And now we have to do this 4 more times. Into the next stitch, single crochet. Into the same stitch, single crochet. So now we just have to do this 3 more times. Into the next stitch, single crochet. Into the same stitch, single crochet. And then let's just complete this 2 more times. Into the next stitch. And then 1 more time into the next stitch. You guys, at any point in time, if you need to stop, rewind, play back slow or play back fast, you can click on this gear on the top corner of your screen, and in this gear a prompt will come up and there's an option for playback speed. You can slow it down or speed it up however you need it. And also, if I am just sounding too repetitive or my voice is getting too scratchy, you can always mute as well. So let's count back 12 single crochet stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to put our needle into front and back loops, yarn over, and pull through all the loops. And then we're going to take the marker and we're going to mark front and back loops of the last stitch we made. And then we can move on to round 3. So for round 3, it's telling us to do, in brackets, single crochet, increase 6 times to make 18. So let's do the height first, you guys. So you're going to take a yarn over of your yarn there and then pull it up through the loop so we get our height. Now let's start our single crochet stitch into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Next we're going to do the increasing stitch, so into the next stitch do a single crochet and do another single crochet in that same stitch, and we've just created our increase stitch. So now we just have to repeat this 5 more times. Single crochet into the next stitch, increase stitch into the next stitch, 1, 2. So now we just have to do this 4 more times. Single crochet into the next stitch, increase stitch into the next stitch, 1, 2. So now we just have to repeat this 3 more times. Single crochet into the next stitch, increasing stitch into the next stitch, so now we just have to do this 2 more times. Single crochet into the next stitch, increasing stitch into the next stitch, 1, 2. Then we have to do this 1 more time. Single crochet into the next stitch, increasing stitch into the next stitch. Let's remove this marker. One. Oh, getting tripped up here. 1, 2. Alright, so now we should have our 18 stitches. Let's go count that back and do a slip stitch, and then I'll mark it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Stick into front and back loops, yarn over, pull through all loops, and then we're going to grab the marker and mark up front and back loops of that last stitch we made. And now we can move on to round 4. So in round 4, in brackets, we have to do single crochet stitch, increasing stitch, single crochet stitch, and we have to do it 6 times to make 24 stitches. So I'm just gathering up yarn around my finger. I hate having to keep grabbing for yarn. So this is what I do. I know it's a little excessive. You don't need to copy my bad habit. But you can if you want to. All right, let me grab a sip here. Okay. Let's do this. So, again, with every round, we have to make the height of the round. Yarn over, pull up a loop. So let's do a single crochet stitch into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch into the next stitch. 1, 2. And then we're going to do another single crochet stitch into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have to just repeat this 5 more times. Okay. Into the next stitch, single crochet, into the next stitch, increase, 1, 2, into the next stitch, single crochet. Now we just have to repeat this 4 more times. Into the next stitch, single crochet, into the next stitch, increasing stitch, into the next stitch, single crochet. Now we have to repeat this 3 more times. Into the next stitch, single crochet, into the next stitch, increasing stitch, into the next stitch, single crochet. Then we just have to repeat this 2 more times. Into the next stitch, single crochet, into the next stitch, increasing stitch, into the next stitch, single crochet, and one last time, into the next stitch, single crochet, into the next stitch, increasing stitch, into the next stitch, single crochet. I'm going to remove my marker. You can remove your marker before, during, or after you make your final stitch in the row. So I'm just going to count back 24 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Front and back loops, yarn over, pull through all loops. So then we're gonna put a marker through front and back loops to indicate that we have to do our next round, the 5th row round. And then for this, I'm just gonna unravel this for a second. So we have to do 24 single crochet stitches, very short and simple. It won't be too hard to figure that out. The only hard part that I've experienced always, whether I'm a beginner or advanced, is keeping track of the amount of rounds that you do, especially not everybody's going to sit through this whole video and do it all at once. I know I'm not. Well, I have to because I got to get it out before Christmas. But I'm going to grab my extra markers and we're going to mark off each round. So if I do end up stopping and going back, or maybe my delirium is just confusing me, I can just count the number of markers that I have already on my project to remember how many rounds or at least what round I'm working on. So let me grab some yarn here because we're going to be here for the next like 5 rounds. So funny. When you do the math, it's like, oh, 4 rounds, but it's not because you actually have to do the fifth round, 4th round. Wait, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, 8th round, 9th round. So it's 5 rounds. And I'm kind of like exhausted already. Definitely didn't, I had a lot to do, so I didn't really sleep well last night. And then I woke up early to get, you know, my health on going to the gym. So I'm kind of pooped. But anyway, 24 stitches. I got a full-blown finger here. Don't come for me. But anyway. Alright, let's make the height like we always do. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and let's do 24 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Keep the marker on this time. We're going to do our last stitch for the round. 24. Okay, so now I'm going to count back 24 stitches, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so if I haven't explained this already, this is wherever the count is where you stick your needle in. I know you're going to want to put it in this one. This is the height stitch. So once we slip stitches, it's going to see how it's going to go vertical. And that's exactly what we need to do. So the 24th stitch, no matter where it falls. Now, if it falls here and you see 2, you might have either done an extra one or you miscounted. That's happened to me plenty of times, especially when I end up getting tired. All right, front and back loops, yarn over, pull through all loops. And then I'm going to take a marker. I'm just going to move these instructions are just sliding off my table here. All right, so I am going to put this in the front and back loops of the last stitch we made. So this is going to indicate that we are doing the 6th round. So this is the 5th round and this is the 6th round. And this is what's going to keep track of where we are in our project. As you can see, you guys, the project wants to cave in on itself, which is fine, but we want to have the prettier side outside. So see how each row is nice and clear. But when on this, we go on this side, it's more kind of like a bottom of a basket weave type deal. We want to just fold this inside out so that the prettier side is shown on the outside. Okay, going back to our instructions here. Again, before we start any round, we have to get that height. And what I'm just doing, I'm just giving some slack. I'm kind of guesstimating the height and then giving some slack so that I can yarn over, pull up a loop, and make that height. Okay. Then we're going to do 24 single crochet stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Leave that in there. So again, I'm going to count back 24 stitches, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. Let's tuck this inside here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. And then we're going to do a slip stitch. And then I'm going to mark it off. Again, just a reminder, you guys, if you click on the gear button on the top right corner, you can control the playback speed for this. You can either speed it up or slow it down. But I'm just going to grab my yarn like I do and wrap it all around here. So we're on our 5th, 6th, we're on our 7th row now. And again, we're going to get that height first. So yarn over, pull up a loop, and now we're going to do 24 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, and then I'm going to count back 24 stitches and do a slip stitch. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Front and back loops. Yarn over, pull through all loops. And then I'm going to mark this off. And then we're going to be doing our 8th row, or 8th round. So let's get the height for this round. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 24 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so we're going to be doing, I'm gonna have to count, let's see, round 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're on the 8th round. I just took a little break there. I had to do something before I forgot. I have a tendency to forget things 5 seconds later of thinking of it. You know, ever be one of those people like myself to get up, walk into another room with the intention of doing something, and once you get up and walk over there, you forget what it was that you were intending to do? That's me, unfortunately. Okay, so before we start our round, we're going to, all right, this is the 8th round. I didn't slip stitch this. We're going to slip stitch this. Sorry, you guys. Welcome back to me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 stitches. Slip stitch this and then we're going to mark this off, and then we're going to be on our 9th row. See how these little clues just help you out. So I counted the pins, and I thought I was on the 8th round, but then when I saw I didn't even slip stitch, because you can definitely tell the difference between a slip stitch and then just leaving off where you left off. Okay, so now we're going to do the 9th round, getting some slack. We're going to build that height, chain 1, 24 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24. Okay, let's count back 24 stitches and then do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Then do a slip stitch. Alright, and since we are done with the 5 through 9 rounds, I'm going to take one of these off. I'm going to take all of them off, but right now one of them, mark up that last stitch we made. Okay. And then let's remove the other ones. And then you can put these away. I don't like to keep pieces out because they'll just disappear from me forever if I keep little pieces like this out. I'm just going to take my case here. I'm going to put them back in their little home. Okay. So then we're going to move on to the next rounds. So we got 3 more, you guys. We're almost done with the head. Easy peasy. Round 10, we're going to do single crochet stitch, decreasing stitch, and then a single crochet stitch 6 times to make 18 stitches. And then the next round, we're going to do back of loops. I don't know why they put that there. I guess as a warning. But we're going to get this height up. So get some slack, chain 1. Okay, so now we're going to do our single crochet stitch into the next stitch. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then we're going to do our decreasing stitch. So our decreasing stitch, we're making 2 stitches into 1, and I'll show you how to do that. You'll stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a hook, pull up a loop, and then we're going to stick our hook into the next stitch over, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over one last time and draw through all 3 loops. So we just combined 2 stitches into 1. So then we're going to do a single crochet stitch, and then we're going to repeat this 5 more times. So into the next stitch, single crochet stitch, into the next stitch, decreasing stitch. I'll just walk this with you one more time. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we have our single crochet stitch into the next stitch. And then we just have to do this 4 more times. Single crochet, decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, so then we have to repeat this, oh gosh, 4 more times? I already lost count. Into the next stitch, single crochet, then we got to do our decreasing crochet, then we have to do our single crochet, and then repeat this 3 more times. Let's grab some yarn here. Okay. Single crochet, decreasing crochet, single crochet, and then I guess one more time. I guess I was off by 1. Alright, single crochet, decreasing crochet, and then single crochet. We're going to remove this marker and then count back 18 and do a slip stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Do a slip stitch. Then we're going to mark off our last stitch. Then we have 2 more rows, you guys. For round 11, we're going to be doing working the back loops only, and I'll show you what that is. But then in parentheses, we've got our single crochet, our decreasing stitch, and then we got to do this 6 times to make 12 stitches. We're then going to stuff only the bottom of the head. If you're using the plastics, which I am not, go ahead and add the eyes between rows 6 and 7 with about 4 inches apart. Okay, so let's get the height first. Chain 1. So the front and back loops are what I kind of showed in the magic loop. This is the front loop. This is the back loop. Front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop, and so on. So let's start off by doing the single crochet stitch. So we're going to take our hook and we're going to put it into the next stitch, but using the back loop only. Like that. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So you can kind of see that we only use that 1 loop there, and then this one in the front is just chilling. So then we're going to do a decreasing stitch, working the back loops only. Stick your hook into the next stitch, back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the next stitch, back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we have to repeat this 5 more times. But then just take note of how the front loops are just out here, so you can tell if you're doing this right or wrong. This is what it looks like when you use both front and back loops. They're all gone. Alright, let's do this 5 more times. Single crochet. Oops, I grabbed too much. Hold on, hold on. Let's do this again. Okay. Single crochet, decreasing stitch, four more times, single crochet, decreasing stitch, oops, decreasing stitch, 3 more times, single crochet, decreasing stitch, two more times, single crochet, decreasing stitch, one more time, single crochet, decreasing stitch, let's remove this marker so that we can do a slip stitch. And let's count back 12, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This time we just do front and back stitch. Yarn over, pull through everything. So now I'm going to take some fluff that I got here. I don't know, just grab some. I'm just going to stuff it in here. We're supposed to fill the bottom only, which is why I'm going to go back in and fill the rest after I complete all 5, because this isn't enough. It's going to be the squishiest head ever. Okay, so now we're going to do round 12, and we're going to do decreasing stitches 6 times. And then we're going to do a slip stitch to the end and fasten off, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then we can move on to a different piece. And I like these kits. These are the first time I'm doing these kits this season, the past few months, and I like it because you know, I can't do large projects. I don't have the attention span for it unless I really need to make something. So I was already over the head halfway through, to be honest. But it's good that these are small pieces because I love to switch it up, change color, you know. Alright, like we do in every round, let's get the height, chain 1. So now we're going to do 6 decreasing stitches, back and front loops into the next stitch. And we're just going to do this all the way around. I don't even need to count 6 of them because it should be 6 all the way around if I did everything else right thus far. Oh, I didn't even mark off where I did my slip stitch. Let's just count backwards. We have to have 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have to do this one more time. Because I can tell, just based on my experience, that this one is the height one. And I only have 5 here. And then I have these 2, so I know I have to do one left. Sorry, you guys. Make sure you mark off every round. Be better than me. Okay. Good. Now we're going to count back 6 stitches and then do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the 6 stitch front and back. Yarn over. Pull through all loops. Okay. And then I'm going to grab the scissors that they provided us. I'm going to cut, let's give some length. I've learned from the other characters that you should have some length. Wait, actually no. Doing the head, you don't need that much length. So let's just cut off here. So to fasten off, I'm going to take this bit, yarn over, pull through that loop entirely, and then we're just going to tighten it up. And then you can, it doesn't tell you, but close off this hole by weaving this guy in and out and then tightening it. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to wait till I finish all these characters. So after I do the Santa is probably the video that I'll do it. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start stuffing these heads, and then I'll show how I close it off. But there's a million ways you can close off. You can use that needle to sew and close it off. But I'm going to put this away, and we are going to be moving on to the next piece of this reindeer, which is, here it says for reindeer. It's going to be green, and secondary color is red. So I'm just going to pull out my little box here. So the main color is red. As you see, I mean the main color is green, sorry. Jeez Louise. Okay, so here's my green spool. I told you they give you all the colors that you'll need to make this, which I think is pretty awesome. Or if you wanted to make a variation and do your own colors with your own yarn, you can do that as well. Okay. So let's follow the instructions for the collar, which is the next page over. Then work with front loops of round 10 of the head, which is, you can count it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be this round here of stitches that you're going to attach it to. Start crocheting with main color yarn. It doesn't tell you how, but we know for round 1 we're making 2 chain and 2 DC in each loop. So let me tell you what it's telling you. Like I said, I think they just want you to follow their instructions online. So they really did the bare minimum on these hard, physical instructions. So you're going to want to take the end of this green yarn here. Take your middle finger, pinky, and thumb and pinch that bottom. Then you're going to take your index and your ring finger and you're going to pinch right above it and stretch it out about 1.5 inches. Then we're going to take our hook here. We're going to lie it perpendicular to the yarn. Then you're going to want to go down, up, and around to make that loop. And then with my index finger here, I'm just going to pinch it so that we don't lose that loop, because I'm going to let go right now. Grab some yarn onto this finger. So now I can switch from holding it with this finger to holding it with my thumb and middle finger. So pinch the loops, not right here. What I want to do is take this end piece and I want to scoot it up towards the hook, because we want, this is how you save yarn, the least amount of excess possible without losing it. Then you're going to pinch that intersection, give yourself some slack so that you can stick the hook in there. Then we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to pull it through that loop like that. Then we're going to, the knot that we created right here, we're going to push it down towards this, but I want you to pinch it with your thumb and your, I guess in this case, my middle finger, and push down this knot close to the end. Keep tightening it. It'll tighten as you push it down. And keep doing that till you go as far as you can without losing that end, you guys. Once you get to that point, you want to then pull that end out to make sure that knot is nice and secure. Not super tight, but decently tight. I don't know. Then I'm going to grab this knot and I'm going to pull this way, and I'm going to push or pull up this way with the knot and slide it down. Slide it down towards the hook, or slide it over towards the hook. Not all the way. You want to have some slack here, because I'm going to remove this off of the hook. Try not to lose this work that we made right now. I'm going to set this aside. So now let's work the first round.
Okay.
So you're just going to pick like a random spot on here. Let's just pick this. Stick your hook in here. Then we're going to grab that green piece and we're going to slip that loop onto the hook. Okay. Let's gather some yarn on your finger. So then we're going to chain 2. So this is going to be how you start off. We just slipped that through. We did kind of like a slip stitch. We slipped that through that stitch there. Then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, like this. So then we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches in each loop and in the same loop. Sorry. Chain 2, 2 DC in the same loop, then make 2 DC in each loop until the end of the round. Join with the chain. Join to the chain with a slip stitch. Sorry. So into that same loop now, stick your hook in, and we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches. I mean double crochet stitches. Wow, I am messing this up. After we chain that 2, yarn over. I'm going to show you how to do a double crochet stitch. Yarn over. Into that same stitch, put in the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. That was a double crochet. Again, yarn over, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 2 double crochet stitches into that same stitch. So we're just going to repeat this throughout the whole kit and caboodle here. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Oh, I forgot to yarn over. When you do single crochet stitches over and over again, you'll find yourself making the same mistake. We have to think double crochet mode now. Sorry. So yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 double crochet stitches, well, 6 double crochet stitches in 3 stitches. And we're going to continue this throughout. I'm just going to call out the stitch as opposed to the steps to the stitch so that I'm not being too repetitive. But I'm just getting some yarn here, you guys. Alright, let's go. Into the next stitch. Double crochet. Oh, okay. Into next stitch, double crochet. Double crochet into the same stitch. Yarn over into the next stitch. Double crochet. Yarn over into the same stitch, double crochet. Okay, so just a reminder, 2 in 1 stitch, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, oops, 2, so now I'm going to stick my hook into the top chain here, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all loops. I'm going to mark off where we left off here. And then we're going to move to round 2. So for round 2, we've got to make 2 chains, then make 1 half double crochet in each stitch to the end of the round and join to the chain with a slip stitch. So I'm going to show you guys now how to make a half double crochet stitch. This is probably my favorite stitch, only because it looks nice, and it'll be a lot easier than the double crochet stitch. So like we do with every round, we're going to do 2 stitches. It's funny, they say it here, but they don't say it when you make the head to do the single crochet stitch. But, I mean, 1 chain stitch for the height, but it does tell you the 2 chain for the height. So we're going to do 2 chains for the height. 1, 2. Then we have to make 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So let me show you how to do that. It's almost the same as the double. So yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So it's half the work of a double crochet stitch. So again, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So I just think it's pretty because you have a braid on top and a braid on the side. So yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so now you just do a half double crochet all throughout the rest of this round. And you don't have to count it or anything, which is great. So let's just continue this on. So in case you guys are catching this around the time, I want to wish you guys a happy holiday, whatever holidays that you do this time of the year. For me, it's Christmas and New Year's. And I love these festive characters. You can make them as quick gifts for a baby, a toddler, someone who likes collecting holiday items or handmade items. I have a mini tree, and I'm just lining my characters around the tree, so it's really cute. Just a heads up, my editing program doesn't like to have anything more than 2 hours. So I'm going to try to do as much as I can within like 1 hour and 40 minutes just to make sure. And whatever I don't finish in this video, I am going to create a part 2. Well, I completely understand that this is such a long video. If you're actually working this with me, thank you so much for joining me and watching this video step by step. If you are just watching it for your support or interest, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate any bit of engagement is a help to my channel. If you would like, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that might be of interest to you. I do nails, I do crochet, I do knitting. At some point, like when I end up doing crafts or cooking, I'll throw those in there too. It just hasn't, there hasn't been a time for me to do any of that yet. I try to put something that I think is kind of worthy. I mean, I do requests too. If there's anything that you would like to see comment below with all the info so that I can go and check it out and see if I can help make it for you. And that's how it all started. My best friend bought the Crafter Square crochet kits, and she had a hard time understanding the instructions, which were really more complex than they needed to be, as you can also see in my videos if you've watched them. And I just made videos to try to help figure it out. So if there's anything that is confusing you, I can try to help you out there. I love to do puzzles. I love solving riddles, mysteries, all that jazz. So, okay, so last one, remove the marker. And then I'm going to slip stitch at the top of this chain here. Yarn over. Okay. Then I'm going to put back this marker. Okay. I might have to take it out though, because now I'm remembering we have to switch colors. So round 3. Change to secondary color yarn. First slip stitch in each stitch to the end of the round. Yes. So for the reindeer, the main color is green, secondary color is red. I am pulling out my red, and look, it's a lot of red. So they give you a decent amount of yarn in here. So I think it's worth the $21. Okay, so I'm not going to need much of this. I'm just going to cut a little piece of this right here. And then I'm going to put away this green yarn. Thank you very much for your service. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to have to undo this because I want to slip stitch with the red. I want the red to come out. So pull this out a little bit for now. We'll deal with this later. But slip out that hook. Try not to touch it so you don't lose that loop. But let's start off this red piece here. Again, like we did with the green. Ring finger, pinky, thumb. Pinch it at the end there. Index and middle finger, pinch it up there, about 1.5 inches away. Perpendicular your needle. Go down, up and around. And then I'm going to take this index finger and just hold this in place while I go and I grab some yarn around this finger. Then I'm going to pinch the end here with my thumb and my middle finger. I'm going to slide it up towards the hook. Once I get to a nice point, I'm then going to pinch this excess piece and this piece together. Leave a nice loop so you can stick the hook through there. We're going to yarn over, pull that through the loop. So now we're going to take this knot and we're going to still pinch the end here. We're going to slide this all the way down towards the end till we can't push it down anymore. And then I'm going to grab this end and pull it out to tighten up that knot just a little bit. Then I'm going to grab this knot and slide it up towards the hook, but not too far. You want to have some slack in this too. I want to slip this off the hook right now. Try not to lose this. Then I'm going to grab this guy here. So like I said, I want this to be red, not green. So let's carefully undo this. You want to pull this end very slowly till it let go of that stitch there. Like that. Put your hook in here. So now it's secure, right? I'm going to slip this one out here of that top chain. Okay, so now we'll stick it back, the hook back into that top chain there. Then I'm going to slide this guy on here. Let's gather up some yarn on your finger. And I'm going to pull the red through all loops. like so. And I kept this marker here. What I want to do to secure this, I'm going to tie this around the red yarn. So just tie it twice. Don't make it super tight. And then we can hide this later on into the collar. But now I have my red. And then we're going to do a slip stitch into every stitch all the way around. So let me show you how I do that. We're going to slip the hook into the next stitch, front and back loops, yarn over, pull through all loops. Let's do it again. Into the next stitch, front and back loops, yarn over, pull through all loops. One more time, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all loops. And now you're just going to continue the same slip stitch throughout the whole round. So let's do that. And then we're done with this portion here, you guys. That one was way faster than doing the head. And then I believe we're on to the antlers. So hopefully those pieces will go by quickly. I'm trying to see if I can get everything made in this part 1, and at most do assembly on part 2. But we'll play it by ear because sometimes these steps take longer than you think they are. A lot of people think that looking at a project, oh, that's easy, I can punch that out in X amount of time. And then you start doing it, especially when you're filming it, you're realizing, wow, this is taking me a lot longer than I thought. And filming actually makes the project even longer. Because if I was just doing this for me, I wouldn't be speaking the instructions. I would be flying through this to get it done. So, yeah, sometimes people are shocked with the amount of time these videos are, but that's the reality. And that's if you're sitting there all at one go and getting it done. But in reality, you know, we're answering phone calls, messages, we are cooking, cleaning, homework, whatever. We are going out doing things. It is the holiday. We're working. So, you know, something that might take an hour is at this point for me taking a couple of hours. So, some people just don't have the attention span for it. Some days, like I said, I'd prefer a smaller project because I don't have the attention span to sit there for long and then work, let alone like also I can take breaks, but sometimes I'm over the project already and I'm just like, I'll finish it one, you know, next time, and then next time, and then next time. And then I realize I have like a bag full of unfinished projects. It's kind of what's happening to me now. So, but the good thing is that you can always unravel these projects and reuse the yarn however way you want. So that's a good thing about crocheting. Even knitting too, it's just a different process of undoing your work. Okay, so now that we've got that, I'm going to remove this marker, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. It's the last one we made, or the first one we made. And then we're going to fasten off, and you're not going to need excess here, so let's just cut this here. For some other times, we're going to need a longer tail than this, and then pull it all the way through, then pull that tail to make it tight, and here we have our reindeer head. How cute is that, you guys? So let's move on to the next step. I can put this red away. I think I know what colors we're going to use next. Okay, let's look through this book. I left the Santa for last because it's closer to Christmas, and also it has so many more parts, so wanted to do the quicker ones. Alright, so now we gotta work the horns when it's really the antlers. So what I'm going to do is start with brown yarn, and we're going to do a magic loop. Okay, so for the horns, I have my brown yarn here, and I'm going to just grab some of this yarn. So we have to start off with the magic loop, and we have to make 2 of them. So I might actually do the second one off film so that I can save some video space, hopefully. Okay, so what we do, again, wrap it around, put your middle finger over that excess there, slip your hook under all 3 pieces, and then you want to pull this last piece under both of these loops. Then we're going to yarn over and pull that under this loop here to close off the magic loop. Then you can take it off your finger, and then we can do 4 single crochet stitches in this magic loop. So this is going to be quite difficult. I hate when we work with low numbers on the magic loop, because, or at least on these rounds, because it's really hard to see the stitches. So again, we're going to chain 1 to make the height of the single crochet. And then we're going to do the 4 single crochet stitches into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 more times, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 1 more time, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so now we have to pull this magic loop closed. You're going to grab the tail there, the excess piece. And again, we're going to take the front and back loops, and I'm going to see which one goes in first by gently pulling the end piece here. So the back loop is going in first. You want to pick this side, the left side, and pull it out. Hold the stitches down so that that front loop starts disappearing into that magic loop. Keep pulling until that front loop is gone. You can direct your stitches in a circle to help it get in there. Okay, and then once you do that, then you can pull this excess and pull all the way out until that back loop goes in there as well. Pull it till you can't pull anymore, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So count back to your 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to stick the needle into those front and back loops, and then we're going to yarn over and slip through all the loops, and then I'm going to take my safety pin here, and we're going to mark off back and front loops, this last stitch we made. So now for rounds 2 and 3, we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches, slip to the end, and fasten off with a long tail. Really? Oh, so this is the first part, second part. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. So chain 1, get that height for the next round, And let's do 4 single crochet stitches into the next stitch, single crochet, 2, 3, and then 4. Let's remove the marker. All right, again, it's the good side is going to want to curl in on itself. I want you to take this time before we mark it off to flip it inside out. So now you can see the nice clear rows popping out from this. Okay, so we're going to do our slip stitch. Count back 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip your hook in, front and back loops. Yarn over and pull through all. Oops, I lost it. Pull through all loops, and then we're going to mark this off, and then we have to do one more round. Oh my gosh, this is so tiny. Okay, front and back loops. Okay. So now for the next round, we have to build the height. And then we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then remove this, and we're going to do the 4th one. Then we're going to count back 4, do a slip stitch, and then fasten off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to grab my scissor here. Make sure you, when it says long, just make sure you have a long one. Learn that the hard way last video. Just cut this off here. Then we're going to do a yarn over and pull that all the way through to fasten off. Tighten this up. I want to stuff this into this tube. And I believe there is no way to put any stuffing in here, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Okay, then we're going to create the second part. I totally missed this first part, so we're going to do the second part, which is why, how are we making 2? And it already looks like we have 2 things, and it only looks like 1. So, second part, magic loop again, wrap around twice, have some excess over your index finger. I have too much there, so I'm trying to lighten it up. All right, so put your middle finger over that. We're gonna put the hook underneath these pieces, pull that yarn underneath these two. Then we're gonna yarn over and pull that through the loop. Then we're gonna remove this off your finger, and then we're back to doing 6. So this won't be as tight as the other one was. I guess the last one we made was the smaller one. So to get the height, you're going to want to chain 1 like we normally do, and then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches into this magic loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again we're going to pull out this excess to see which front and back loop starts moving. Okay, the front one's moving. I'm going to pull this out from the left side of my magic loop so that back loop starts pulling into the magic loop. Try to work patiently with this, you guys. Don't rush anything. You don't want to destroy the yarn. You don't want to screw up either. Okay, so once you've pulled this out to where you can't anymore, like you see here, then I'm going to grab this end piece and pull this so that that back loop follows. Now it's nice and closed. I'm going to count back 6 and we're going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put this here. Yarn over, pull through all loops. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark off this last stitch, front and back loops. Okay. And then we're going to move on to rounds 2 through 4, which is 6. This could be a moment where you might miscount, so I'm going to pull out my markers again. Okay, so I have 2, 3, 4. All right, let's do this thing. So we're going to chain 1. And then I'm going to do 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave the marker in. And then I told you it's going to want to curl in on itself. Just make sure that you got the pretty side out. And you can tell if you can see that row nice and clear. So we're going to count 6 and then do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over. Pull through all loops. I'm going to take the next marker and we're going to mark off front and back loops. And then we're going to do round 3. So it's a lot bigger, but it's still small, so I'm fumbling through this whole thing. So I really hope that you guys can at least listen to the instruction or at least see what I'm doing. I know it's a little crowded up in here. Okay, so chain 1 like we normally do. And then let's do the 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to count back 6 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to take our last marker and mark off front and back loops. So then we're going to do our 4th row, 6 single crochet stitches. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to remove this marker here. I'm going to count 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to mark this off with my marker, front and back loops. And then I'm going to remove the other 2 since we don't need them anymore. I'm going to put it back into my case. I'm going to move on to the 5th and 6th rounds. So it says here, join the first part. We need to do 3 single crochet stitches, 1 decrease stitch, and we're going to do this 2 times. So we're essentially using 5 and 5. So here we have 6 and 4. So we know that we're using up every stitch. This is where it gets complicated. Let me try to decipher all of this. But meanwhile, I'm going to take this excess and I'm going to try sticking it into, I just pulled out a big loop so I don't lose it. But I want to stick this in here. This is getting in my way and it's very annoying. And I could be doing this earlier. But now that we're getting into a little bit more complicated situations here, I'm just going to make sure this is out of my way. Okay. I'm going to put this back on. And I'm going to tighten this up. Okay. So we're going to make the height of the single crochet. That's as much as I know at this point. So make that height. Now, we have to do 3 single crochet stitches. Let's try to use up all of the stitches on here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Actually, yeah, we're going to stop here at the 3 single crochet stitches. Okay. After the 3 single crochet stitches, let's go into the next stitch. Do 1/2 of this decreasing stitch. You stick it into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, right? No, actually I liked what I was going to do. Let's use up all the stitches. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. Okay, into the next stitch, put your needle in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So we did the 3 single crochet stitches and then the decreasing stitch. Now we're going to do, again, 3 more single crochet stitches. Into the next stitch, put your hook, remove the marker. Now we're doing 3 single crochet stitches. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to take this first part and I'm going to stick the hook into the next stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we need to do 1 more. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have to do the decreasing stitch. Into the next stitch, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, the last stitch on here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and then we'll do a slip stitch. So let's count back 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm gonna put this under that excess. I want it to stick out from the inside, so yarn over, pull through all loops, and then we're gonna grab a marker and mark up where we made that last stitch, front and back loops, and then we can move on to round 6. So far so good. For round 6, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches and a decreasing stitch 2 times to make 8. We're going to slip stitch and fasten off with a long tail. Wow, I don't know why they have us making 2 long tails when you really need 1, but we'll see why later, if we do. Okay, so let's create the height, yarn over, pull a chain. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, okay. Then we're going to do our decreasing stitch. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we have to do this 1 more time. Into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet, and then we're going to do a decreasing stitch. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to want to remove the marker, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to count back 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through all loops, and then we're fastening off with a long tail. Why we need 2, not too sure. When yarn over, pull that all the way through. Tighten it up. And then we have our first antler, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to do this other one off camera, so you can dial it back and rewatch to make the second copy of this horn. And then we got the ears, the nose, and assembling. Okay, you guys, so actually, you know what? We're going to stop here. I'm going to do a part 2 because we have our head, we have one of the antlers. I'm going to do the second one off camera, and then I'm going to go into part 2 doing the ears and the nose and the assembly. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time in the part 2. Thanks. Bye.